All right, guys, this is the no bullshit way to get the job. No bullshit. We're going to get you that job interview. We're going to ace it. That's right. We're going to ace it. We're going to do that with 7 tips. No filler, no bullshit. We're just going to go ahead and get started. Welcome back, guys. It's Dante from 5 Minute Mornings. What 5 Minute Mornings is? It's a community of like-minded people who want to live life better than paycheck to paycheck. Want to live life and become financially free. That's it. Something me and my wife created for people who want to become financially free. Want to do that through 3 ways: motivation, education, and accountability. With those 3 things, we believe anybody can become financially free in the future. Well, guys, like I said, it's no bullshit. Let's go ahead and get started. If you want to ace this job interview, if you want to be the number one pick, the job interview, you're going to have to do 7 things. Just 7 things. Before you even go in there, these 7 things need to be done. And then you'll know that you are getting the next job you apply for. The first thing is dress to win. You have to dress to win. No matter if you're going to work for the Fortune 500 company, number 1 on the list, Starbucks, or even if you want to go work for the local garbage truck, just a sanitary plant, you need to dress to win. What that means is you need to wear a suit and tie. A suit and tie. It doesn't mean you need to go in there with blue jeans, with some sandals on, with some khakis, or even with a polo. Button up, tie, or suit and tie. That's it. Those are the only things you need to wear to a job interview. Because half of the job interview is how you look and how everybody feels. That's it. Number 2. Let's move on. Number 2. Shake hands with people. As soon as you walk into the job interview, you know what, we're going to walk this out. When you walk in the job interview, look at everybody who's there. Shake their hand. As soon as you shake their hand, introduce yourself to each one of them. That's number 2. You have to do that. Don't just walk in, look at everybody, say hi, sit down. Walk in there, shake everybody's hand, and introduce yourself. After you're done shaking everybody's hand, we're just going to move into number 3. You need to wait till they ask you to be seated. As soon as they ask you to be seated, then you be seated. That's just common courtesy. You're there for the job. These people already have the job. So you need to be the last one to sit down, or you need to wait till they ask you to sit down. Number 4. Bring 10 copies of your resume or curriculum vitae. If you don't know what curriculum vitae is, go look it up. You really need to know it. It's something you need to use throughout your whole career. Or a resume, they're both pretty much equal, but most companies will like if you at least know what a curriculum vitae is. All right. After you have your 10 copies of your resume, if you walk in with a manila folder, I will slap you. This is just real. If you walk in with a damn brown manila folder and you have your 10 copies of your resume in, if I have to drive to where you are, I will ensure you don't get a job. Listen, I don't want to see another brown manila folder used unless you are heading to court and you are trying to try something. That's the only time I should see a brown manila folder. If you are showing up for something to improve your career, you better have a nice folder. Whether you have to go to your last job and steal it, whether if you have to go to a family and borrow $1 so you can go to Walmart and get a nice folder, you need to have your resumes in a nice folder. Don't walk in with a briefcase. Look, a briefcase is for people who already work there. You need to walk in with a nice folder. All right, let's move on to the next one. Number 5, do your research. Guys, it's that simple. Do your research. Don't walk in there without preparing what you're going to talk about. You need to be enthusiastic. You need to want this job, and they need to feel that in you. So you need to prepare for every question they could ask, and you need to do your research on the company. Like, you should know a good amount about the company you are applying for. I mean, they know if you're in the job market, you're going to probably be applying for more than one company. But you still need to do the research on the companies you have an interview with. You need to know about the company. You need to know what they do. You need to know who the people that are sitting in front of you are and what they represent. That's the only way you're going to have a good shot at getting it. Because if you look like you don't know who these people are in front of you, or you don't know what the job is, you probably won't get it. And you need to prepare your talking points. If they ask you what your greatest weakness is, your answer shouldn't be, that shouldn't be your answer. You should know what your greatest weakness. And don't you answer a question with a question, and don't answer your greatest weakness with a strength. Don't try to hide what's your greatest weakness and come with a strength, because then you're just going to look like you're arrogant. You're just going to look like you don't have any weaknesses. I'm the greatest thing since sliced bread. And obviously you don't work here already, so you can't be the greatest thing since sliced bread, or you would have already worked there. So just make sure you know what you're going to talk about. Make sure you've prepped your talking points. Make sure you at least know how to answer what's your greatest weakness, what's your greatest strength, why do you want to work for this company, and what is that going to do for you? Like, how is that going to help you in the future? And how are you going to help the company? What do you bring to the company that the company doesn't have? These are all questions you need to have prepared to answer before you walk in that interview. If you do, you'll be almost guaranteed to get it. Almost. But if you walk in there and you didn't prepare anything, and you're umming and give me a second, yeah, it's almost guaranteed you're not going to get it. You might as well just go for the next job. All right. The next one. Number 6. Brief answers unless an explanation is needed. Don't give a long-winded answer when a brief answer is expected. If they want you to expand into something, they'll literally ask you, and can you talk about it? Can you give us more? Can you give us an example? That's when they're asking you to go into examples to get to, instead of being brief, go into some detail. Keep going. But if they ask you a simple question, what is your greatest weakness? And 5 minutes later, where you're still trying to answer it, half of them have already stopped paying attention. And because they know you're just talking BS. They know it. Let's be real. Be brief. I mean, I've heard this from one of my supervisors. It's funny, and I'm going to tell you, but it's be brief, be bright, and be gone. That means is come in there, be brief. Tell him what you have to tell him. Be bright. Know what you're going to tell him. Don't procrastinate and take forever to tell him what you got to tell him, and be gone. Because tell him what you need to tell him and leave. That's pretty much the way you need to think of an interview. Be brief, be bright, and be gone. Like, answer the questions they want you to answer. Elaborate when they need you to elaborate. And then be gone. It's the best way to stand out is to not have a 30-minute interview that could have taken 10 minutes. All right, number 7, the last one. Thank everybody for being there. Thank everybody for taking time out of their day. If you thank everybody for taking time out of their day, they will be grateful that you came in there. Because, I mean, let's be real here. You're taking time out of their day. They're not taking time out of your day. You want the job, they don't. They didn't have to sit in on this interview. They're doing it because you want to be there. That's why. So thank everybody for their time. Shake their hands one more time. Smile. Make sure to smile. And then leave. And then if you want to, you can send a card. But make sure you do all that stuff. And do it, those 7 things in order, like I said. I'll just go ahead and reiterate them one more time. You need to dress to win. Of course. You need to dress to win. Dress good. Look good. If you look good, you'll feel good and you'll feel confident. Have you ever noticed when you dress up, you wear a suit and tie, and you go somewhere, and you've literally outdressed 80% of the people there? You feel good. You feel confident. You feel like, I'm the person here. So you need to dress to win. That's number 1. Number 2, shake everybody's hand. Of course, make sure to shake everybody's hand. Number 3, wait to be asked to be seated. Number 4, bring copies of your resume. Don't bring a manila folder. Do what you have to do to get a nice black, a nice red, a nice blue folder. Bring it in there. Hand people copies of your resume from that. Okay. Number 5, do your research. Know about the company. Know what you're going to talk about. Know what you're going to say. Number 6, brief answers. Guys, be brief, be bright, be gone. Remember that. That'll help you out in the future. And then number 7, thank everyone for being there. Because they're there for you, you're not there for them. Remember that. Alright guys, like I said, it's going to be a quick video. I'm going to cover these 7 things that you need to do in your interview to get the job.
Get the job!
No.
Shut the fuck up.
Damn, we put that in video.